What is going on, guys? So today is somewhat clear. It's a little overcast, but it's a lot drier than it has been for the last few days. So I ordered some LEDs. Now I'd been planning on an LED conversion for a while. I hadn't really done any research into it, but I was going through some videos last night and I ran across, I'm gonna butcher this name, Tyler Wartenberger. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but he has a YouTube channel which I will link to, and he has some really cool videos on the F50. He actually has the exact same car as me, so he did the LED conversion. I'm not gonna go into how I did it because he covers it perfectly, so I will just link to his video. But basically he did what I'm gonna do, and that is convert the regular Gatling guns, and also he's going to convert the low beam, high beam. So these are regular halogen. I might have these mixed up. I can't remember which is which. One of these is D2S. One of these is H1. I believe these are the H1s. Anyways, so the H1s are traditionally a halogen, just regular style bulb, and the other ones are the HIDs. If you have these cars, you know that the HIDs ballasts are very expensive, at least the OEM ones. When I first got the car, the headlight died quickly, and I replaced it with a, what's the company's name? I can't remember the name. It's one of the bigger retrofit companies, and on their website it said, oh, you know, this is supported, blah, 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 it's the same thing. Yeah, the light output is the same, but the actual size is different, and if you watch Tyler's video, you'll see that the way that they mount the ballast actually seals the headlight on the bottom. And this is right when I got the car, so I'm not even going to include, I'll include the hack job that I did. So basically, when I did this, I didn't really understand anything about cars. I was a total noob. I'm still a total noob, in my opinion, but the way that I fixed that was basically I just cut the plug into shape and then fused it onto my existing harness, and I just mounted the ballast somewhere on the headlight. I honestly can't even remember. It's somewhere not in the OEM location, and I think it's just held on by one bolt, to be honest. And the bottom hole that was gaping was I sealed it with a piece of packaging. So I think it was one of the rotary discs from my polisher. I have just a regular Canadian Tire polisher and a rotary polisher, and the discs that comes in, the little piece of packaging, like the actual plastic packaging, I think I glued it onto the bottom, or I might have even taped it. This was like when I first got the car. I was just literally fixing stuff like monkey style, like have to fix hole, glue thing on hole. And so we're gonna undo all of that. I think I'm gonna actually cut a piece of plastic into the shape and then hot glue it, because the way that this is gonna work, or I might even just RTV it, I'm not really sure, but basically that hole is going to be unnecessary after this conversion, and there's really no reason to go back to HID. The modern LEDs have a brighter output and require less power, and they are infinitely cheaper. I mean, I think an OEM ballast for our cars, I found one on for like $300 to $400. The retrofits I got were like $170, $200. I mean, they're not cheap, even if they're the cheaper version. So this looks pretty simple. It's power and ground, which I like, you know, getting away from the Grom audio with 16 pins. 2 pins, totally doable. Tyler's video covers all this perfectly, so let's get to it. I'm going to kind of rant as I go about a few other things, as I normally do. But yeah, let's get the headlights out while we still got some dry weather. And let's slap these LEDs and see what they look like. I think I'm going to do one side at a time and compare them, because it would be kind of cool to see the difference in output at the same time. So let's get to it. Okay, so I got the headlight out, and I just wanted to make a little note here that actually on the inside of here, at first I thought there was only 2, but there's 3. So there's 3 bolts holding this guy on. So just make sure of that, because I couldn't see the third, and I was fighting with that. I probably actually didn't need to remove the front bumper if I had just gotten those 3 out. Just putting, oh gosh, that's a good knock. Yikes. Yeah, I definitely got beat up a couple times on this, but anyways, gonna keep going here. Okay, so we got the headlights out. I am going to sketch up some sort of thing to mold to here, just so, I'm not even gonna show you what I did before. I'm just gonna show you, yeah, it was taped on there, like I thought. I couldn't even really remember. You can already see I got double-sided tape. This is brutal, man. This is beyond cringe. We're not gonna go into all that, but I'm also not gonna go into the install of that. Like I said, just go watch Tyler's video. But we've cut off the pigtail and we are about to crimp on our new D2S lights. So let's go. So as Tyler mentions, you have to seal this hole with something. I do not have the original ballast, so I can't just slap this thing back on. So I'm looking around and I found 2 identical lids. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do trace around there and cut it out, and then we'll just glue it on. That should be fun. Okay, so I got that one in there. I just notched that with the Dremel. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. But I'm also gonna be doing the H1 high beams, because on Canada models, our high beams has like a low beam for daytime running lights. So I got these for cheap. It actually looks like I won't even have to crimp anything. It's got the adapters already on there, so you just slide those in and tuck it all in and make it nice. Might have to Dremel these as well, but I won't, because these are clips. Yeah, never mind. Harness goes inside. Cool. Okay, so after having some issues here, it looks like there is really only one way for this to mount. But for some reason these have 2 little notches on them, so I'm just gonna Dremel one of them off. This is really just to kind of secure it. I don't know why they have 2. That's kind of stupid, but probably just to be universal. Anyways, I'm gonna grind this one off right here. So I just wanted to show something real quick, which will probably save someone a real headache, because I had just figured this out. But there's 2 mounting points for these bulbs, right? There's only really one way they can, or there's 2 ways. It doesn't really matter which way you go, right? It's the same way. But I just want to show the mounting points on this bulb. So as you can see, to get that, you'd have to be like that, which is not gonna work. So what I did was I just ground one of them off. It's not a perfect fit. Like over bumps, you might get like this much play, which probably isn't that good. Honestly, I kind of wish I could make this work. Anyway, so basically what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to, that one hole right there, we're just gonna match it up with that one on the open slot. So okay, so to get into the H1, I did have to notch this underneath, and then I ran the wires out, which is part of this little step up. I believe that's a step up, and then it routes back in through my notch and then into the factory harness. So this is actually sealed, except for this small little gap, but I don't think it's gonna be too big a deal. I might RTV that. I don't think I will. Also, instead of, I actually ran out of RTV. Speaking of RTV, didn't have any. Don't feel like going to the store. Just use a layer of Dum Dum, squish this down. And then, it's not perfect. I might even add some tape to it. I honestly don't care. I just want to get this in the car. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn the ignition on. I got a bunch of stuff running off ignition, so I don't really want to do this too long, but gonna, actually, can we just, yeah, we can. Perfect. Oh yeah. Oh man. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but yeah, it's noticeably brighter. It's kind of hard to tell in the daytime. Here's a perfect example. That's high beam LED, high beam regular. Way better. Ooh, okay. So I was just wrestling with this part for a while, but okay, so just one other note. The passenger side headlight has this bolt, and this bolt actually goes in through the like little front bumper connector thing. So on the driver's side, you can actually just kind of lower the bumper and then get around it, you know, try not to scratch it, put something in between the paint part, and the metal just to avoid scratches, but the passenger side actually has to drop the front bumper and to get at the bolt, so little heads up there. Okay, so got this in the house. As you can see, this is gonna look more like Tyler's video because this is the one that is still OEM. So this is the factory harness. I am gonna delete it. I don't want a big heavy metal thing on here, but that is this is what they look like right out of the factory. Okay, so I'd like to pretend like I was waiting for it to get dark, but realistically I just finished. So a few things that gave me a bit of a hiccup was the H1 plug. There's two little pins on it that kind of hold it in place, and for some reason mine weren't really aligned with the OEM stock location, so had to grind one of those off. I'm sure I put that in the video somewhere, but okay, time to I just gotta warm this thing up, put some battery in it. We're at 12.2. Okay. Still gotta check engine light. Okay, that's weird. Did I miss something? Seems okay. I am not sure. Maybe it's just one of those permanent ones, or long-term storage, what do they call it? I was planning on okay, kind of changing this up as well, the air vent. One of the first mods that I've done, but it's super ghetto. It needs to be redone. It's like literally held in there with like sponges and tape. But anyways, I am gonna warm it up, kill the check engine light, and then we'll go for a little drive. Okay, so I am going to just first, I'm gonna go through all this stuff. And English, US. Like to see my miles per gallon. Okay, so when I hit this e-brake, we're gonna see the LED running lights. Let's grab this fog. We're still getting moisture. It's super annoying. Okay, e-brake's off. Uh-oh. No, please work. Oh my goodness. Okay, so running. Oh. Wait. Oh, my daytime running light module's not gonna work. Wow. So that's what it would have looked like with the high beams. Okay, well, good to know. Okay, so our incandescents still run those the little bulbs. Good to know. Let's take a look actually. So it looks like I might need a resistor.
No, I don't think I will.
So those are the turning bulbs and these ones. I might switch those to LEDs now that I kind of know what I'm doing here. Alright, now let's switch over to the full side. Wow, that is so much better. Holy. Okay, in the daytime it was kind of hard to tell. That is significantly brighter. Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, I still got my high beams. I mean, to be honest, I kind of missed being able to just kill the lights.
いない。86がミラーから消えた。これは俺の車の音じゃない。いるのか、そこに。
Okay, so just gonna drive down to the local store, get some carrots for my girlfriend's guinea pig. Okay, some final notes. So the running lights don't work, which I am kind of not mad at, to be honest. I'm kind of sick of daytime running lights. I had them, they just died. The daytime running light module died on me. And I had no intention of replacing it because when the daytime running light module dies, it basically becomes like an American model. The only weird thing is that one of my high beams wouldn't work when it was still plugged in and failing. So there is definitely some wiring differences, but the I like the ability to just turn off all lights, right? I like the ability to do that. So this kind of gives me that back, right? I don't need daytime running lights if the Gatling guns work. And realistically, my only holdup before was having to run the HIDs all the time, having to use more power. Well, the LEDs are in and they use the same amount of power as the other ones now, so pretty happy about that, man. Pretty happy about that. Just gonna go for a little cruise, get some heat in this car. Still got a lot of moisture. And now that I know what I'm doing, I gotta keep the windows open and run the heat a bit more. Gotta keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. One thing I've learned over the last few mods is it's really easy for me to overcomplicate things and to start chasing stuff down. I guess it's just the way I'm wired, but I don't know. It's getting old. It's getting old. I'm kind of babying this thing right now because I did unplug the battery to get at the passenger side headlight. So the transmission is still relearning. And if you punch it and you're not in just the top gear already, it will sometimes shift up prematurely and it's like 100% line shift. It's not a pleasant feeling. So gonna be babying it for a while, probably a day or so. Just cruising. I'll start to lean into it. If I had to, I can still, you know, from a dead stop, go into gear 1 and shift all the way up, and it will shift fine then. At wide open throttle, this thing shifts really well. Going to Safeway to grab some carrots for my girlfriend's guinea pig. What a good boy. He likes his head scratches. Other than that, the install is super easy. Again, huge shout out to Tyler. I'm not gonna say his last name. It's a cool last name. I'm not gonna butcher it. Hear the exhaust leak now. That's brutal. Anytime where I'm beside something, it's really obvious. Or going up a hill. So I did the dum-dum on the trunk. So one of the things that I've been fighting was a pretty bad trunk leak around the taillight gaskets, and I had done a really dumb, it was pissing rain and it was way too recent for me to even make any excuses. This is a big dumb move. I used RTV sealant and RTV'd around them thinking that would keep the moisture out, but I kept the gasket. It probably would have worked without the gasket, but with the gasket is a terrible idea because it's basically just a piece of foam at that point that just absorbs water and holds it where you don't want it. So yeah, that was a big mistake. Pretty stupid. But you know, you live and you learn, and I undid it. It took me hours of scraping, and realistically, you know, I don't know when I'll do it, but at some point I'll have to undo all that, and I will probably paint the rest of that because I definitely scraped it up, which I hate doing. It's one of my biggest pet peeves is cutting into the car. But anyways, I'm gonna run into Safeway and then I'll continue this in a sec. Okay. So, what else? And what's this thing about DRLs? I can't remember. Just how stupid they are, really. I hate that I'm from a country where it's like mandated by law. You know, we're literally too stupid to like turn our headlights on, so you'll go to jail. You'll go to jail, right? If you can't turn your headlights on, you're going to jail, big guy. I just hate it. I just hate the babying. Right, so having him off, it's my last little form of rebellion. I can't have a cat back, so I'm turning my DRLs off. Fighting the machine, man. I might even have to turn them down. That's pretty awesome. the Gatling gun. Baby shifting this thing. Yeah, oh yeah, the light travel is way better. Transmission's starting to catch back up. Feels a lot better now. Let's test these high beams here. That is so bright. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. All of China can really see you now, right? Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, man. That is an understatement. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, the actual reach of the light, I'm seeing, like on our stop signs, we have this kind of reflective stuff around the edges, and it's much more visible. With the LEDs in there for sure. I can't believe how bright, like, oh my God. I feel so bad for the next guy that's left laning in front of me, man. Holy shit. Not that I do that. Not that I do that. We just pass him on the right at like 180. It's weird how that one looks so much brighter on camera. Let's take a look. Because in my field of view, it doesn't really look that much brighter. I'm wondering if maybe no, they're both same. This one does look a little bit brighter, maybe about 5%. But I think proper wash too. Maybe even a fresh polish. Ooh, damn, that thing's sick. Let's try the high beams. Oh, can't wait to blind some people with those. Anyways, I'm gonna run in, grab a few things, but that's it. LED conversion complete, at least for the fronts. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.